Come on, let's go. Grab a car. For what?
You don't have a Wonder Woman action figure, do you?
It's not how it works. Come on.
How's it going there, YouTube land and also social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out this past Friday. And it's a holiday film that's going to get us ready for the holiday season. So we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and any other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, dabble check out my other social media platforms, such as X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Patreon, all that good stuff. So, yeah, I pretty much post on those regularly, so definitely check them out. As always, people, let's get right into this. So, welcome one and all to an all-new video. So, like I was saying before, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out this past Friday. And is a holiday film that's going to rock us out and get us ready for this great holiday season coming up. And then, of course, is the film called Red One. Yeah. Red One. Yeah. Red One. So Red One is a new holiday film, just like I said, came out this past Friday. Has a huge ensemble cast. And basically, it's one of those films that really brings us back to the core of like a holiday film. It really gives us something to really enjoy, really appreciate, and get that holiday spirit feeling again of, good news to the world type of feeling, And I really appreciated that they gave us this really great film that really felt like a holiday film again and didn't have some other sort of backstory or backlining of some sort. And I love that they incorporated all the mythical creatures and everything like that surrounds, the Christmas season and stuff like that. And I thought that was a really great idea that made it really, fun for all different types of people that, might be interested in different parts of this mythology or this, type of tradition and stuff like that. So I really enjoyed that. They really gave us a whole beautiful, wonderful thing of, all kinds of cool stuff. And that, of course, is the great director known as Mr. Jake Kasdan. Oh yeah, Jake Kasdan, woo, Jake Kasdan, yeah, Jake Kasdan, woo. So Jake Kasdan is a really great director. Absolutely love him. Anything he does, I always think he does a really great job with. He always brings a lot of fun to his films. He always gives us really entertaining ideas and just fun things throughout his films. And also, I think he has a really great talent for getting out of his actors what he really wants from them. And also, I think he has a really great eye for giving us great visuals, great action, great comedy, great drama, great everything, pretty much giving us a really well-rounded, performance and just overall really great entertaining product. And I think that's what he did with, Red One. He gave us this really great film that incorporated so many great elements of, Christmas and holidays and stuff like that, and really brought it back to the core of what Christmas is all about. And I think Jake did a really great job of giving us some really great actors and actresses and stuff like that, that really brought a really fun element to the film. And it was great to see a lot of these people again, because I feel a lot of them haven't been in a lot of things over the last few years, and definitely some of them we've seen quite often, in things over the last, 4 or 5 years. But at the same time, there's some great people that were brought into this that were fun to see again, because I feel like I hadn't seen them in a long time. But I thought the writing was well created by his directing. I thought everything about this film was just done so well. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Jake Kasdan has done, definitely check out a great film he did a few years ago that is a sequel to a Robin Williams 1995 film called Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Yeah, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, or Jumanji 2. Yeah, he did such a great job with that. He really gave great OD to the original film and to Robin Williams, and I absolutely loved what they did with that film and how they made it very fun and very energetic, and definitely took it to a whole new level than the last film did, and but gave us still the same elements that were a part of that original film, and gave us this really fun kind of dynamic sequel that is 20 years later. And I just really enjoyed the whole cast in that film. They all did a really good job, and I just think Jake did such a great job of taking that script and taking that previous story and enhancing it and expounding on it and just giving this really fun sequel that really blew me out of the water. Plus, also, the graphics were so much better than the original film, of course, because, it was 20 years later and computer technology got so much better. But at the same time, I love the humor and the warmth that he brought to this film, just like the original. And I think he just had a really good job of getting that to come out of his actors and all the different things that he brought to make that film. If you haven't seen anything else Jack Kasdan has directed, definitely check out Jumanji: Welcome to the Jungle. He did a phenomenal job with that. But overall, I absolutely love what he did with Road. I think he made such a freaking tremendous, great Christmas film, holiday film, and I absolutely think he just did a great job giving us this really entertaining, fun film that really felt like a movie again. If you haven't seen anything Jake Kasdan's done recently or haven't seen anything he's done, go check out Run One in theaters now that he directed. He did a phenomenal job. So this movie has a really phenomenal cast, a lot of great people that just are always excellent in all types of different genres of film. And like I said, a few of them I feel I haven't seen in quite a while. It's great to see them in this movie and just be so fun, so fantastic as usual. And it was just a really great addition to this film. And a lot of these people too, some of them have worked with Jake before. Some of them are, I think, are new coming to work with him, but all of them just worked so well together in this film, and they were just all so enjoyable, and they all really contributed well to this film. So to start us off is another kind of like one of the main characters himself, Mr. Dwayne Johnson. Oh yeah, Dwayne Johnson, woo, Dwayne Johnson, yeah, Dwayne Johnson, woo, Dwayne Johnson. So Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, you might recognize, of course, from WWE. You might recognize him for a slew of other films over the years: Race to Witch Mountain reboot, The Tooth Fairy, The Game Plan. You might recognize him from The Rundown. You might recognize him from the Fast and Furious franchise over the last 10 years and so forth. And he just has become such a great, fun actor to watch. He does such a great job as his characters. He's always on point, awesome. His action performances are always enjoyable. And I think he really has a great idea and does a great job at, performing comedically. Like, I think he has a really great eye for some comedy, and he always brings that, I feel, to his films in some sort of way. And in this, he really did the same. He gave us a lot of great action, but with some great humor. And I absolutely loved his performance in this, and I thought he just did a really good job. And I was really impressed simply with the fact that it felt more like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson again. It felt like he wasn't feeling like such a superstar, and he was actually going back to feeling and enjoying being an actor. And that's how I felt about his performance in this film. It felt actually very genuine again, and I really appreciated that. I appreciated that he felt like more like one of his characters from his older films and so forth, and I thought he did a really good job of giving us that feeling again, and just was really enjoyable as his character in the film. Being that head, security guard for Santa, which was a super hilarious idea and concept, and he just performed the hell out of it, and I really enjoyed it. Now, if you haven't seen The Rock in anything recently, definitely a great film to check him out in is a great film that came out in 2016 called Central Intelligence. Yeah, Central Intelligence. Woohoo! This is a great film that he was in with Kevin Hart, and he plays a CIA agent, and he just rocks the hell of the film. This has got to be his all-time best role ever, especially because of the type of character he plays, being like this nerd type of character, and it's so freaking funny. He absolutely brought his humor and his A game to comedy in this film, and it just was so freaking hilarious. He has some great one-liners in this film. Ah, so freaking funny. And he, like, there's a scene where he's like, yeah, in good conscience, I cannot go outside and jerk anybody off without taking care of this situation that we are in here. And, oh my god, it was so freaking funny. And just the persona that he performs as this character, which is so spot on and so fun, and so different than, his very strong macho type of characters. And it was absolutely hilarious, and he just played it to the T. He was so fantastic in this film. If you have not seen Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or anything, definitely check him out in Central Intelligence. His best performance to date. He was so freaking awesome in this film. Definitely check it out. But overall, I really enjoyed him being a part of this Red One. He did a great job as the character, and I think that overall he just made a great character and just was a great part of this ensemble cast. If you haven't seen The Rock in anything recently, go check him out in Red One. He was really fantastic. So that brings me to the next person I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that, of course, is Santa Claus himself in the film, Mr. J.K. Simmons! Oh yeah! J.K. Simmons! Woo! J.K. Simmons! Yeah! So I absolutely love J.K. Simmons. He is fantastic in anything I ever see him in. He can play all types of different roles. He is just freaking fantastic in everything he does. And I remember when they put him as J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man, I was like, oh my god, the most perfect casting ever. He was phenomenal as that character. And he has just, come through and done so many different movies over the years, and he is just always such a pleasure to watch. And when I found out he was playing, Santa Claus in this, I was ecstatic because I think that was a perfect role for him. I think he's fantastic as that. And I love kind of the roughness he always brings to his characters. And JK is just really good at playing those types of characters that are usually you don't really care for. You kind of hate him. You kind of love him at the same time. But he can also play characters that are very enjoyable, very fun, and are good-hearted type of people, not always like that asshole type of character. And I really enjoy him as these different characters, and that's what he brought to his Santa Claus in Red One. And he just played the character so fun. I loved his interactions with everyone. It was so cool. It was so J.K. Simmons. And he just was so awesome as this character. And I just really enjoyed him. And I thought he was perfect for the role. I love that he got all buffed out for the role. That was super cool. And I just really enjoyed that he gave us this really fantastic performance of a newer type of Santa Claus that would be in this type of situation. Now, if you haven't seen anything J.K. Simmons has been in, definitely a great film to check him out in that I think he was really great in, is a great comedy film that came out a few years ago with Paul Rudd called I Love You, Man. Yeah! I Love You, Man. Yeah! So he actually plays Paul Rudd's dad in this film, and Andy Samberg's dad. And he is absolutely freaking phenomenal as their dad. He absolutely cracks me up in this film. I loved his characterization. I loved what he brought to whatever scene he was in. And even though it wasn't a super huge role, it still was so impactful, just his scenes. And one of my favorite scenes, of course, is when he's talking about who his best friends are. And he's like, yeah, Jake Marduk, who I've talked to every day for the last 40 years. And then, of course, Robbie. And just crack up that Andy Samberg, the younger son, is supposed to be his best friend. It was absolutely hilarious. But just how J.K. Simmons portrayed it was so freaking awesome and fun. And I just absolutely thought he was a great dad character. It was just super funny and super fun, and just I thought he rocked that character out. If you haven't seen J.K. Simmons anything, definitely check him out on I Love You, Man. He was absolutely fantastic in that film. But overall, he did a great job in Red One. Absolutely loved him as Santa Claus, and I think that he just really made a great film and just was so awesome, this film. If you haven't seen J.K. Simmons recently, go check him out in Red One now. He was absolutely fantastic. So it brings me to the next person I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that, of course, is somebody that I feel I haven't seen in anything in forever. And it was great to see her in this film because she is just a fun actress. And that, of course, is Miss Lucy Liu! Oh yeah! Lucy Liu! Lucy Liu! Yeah! Now, Lucy Liu, I feel, has not aged at all in the last 20 plus years since one of the first films I ever saw her in. And she absolutely is so gorgeous and so fun to watch. Absolutely love the character she plays. She always plays like tough as nails chicks, and she just is so cool in this film. I love her as kind of the head of like the almost like the security head of the security for Santa Claus type of deal, and she is absolutely fantastic. I loved her one-liners in this film. I thought she looked great. I thought she did a great job of interacting with the different actors and actresses throughout this film, and she just really brought a really fun characterization to her character that was so Lucy Liu. And if you're familiar with her career at all, she has been in a lot of great films where she plays like, you know, badass chicks and she kicks butt and she's awesome and cool, and but at the same time she can also be very sweet and endearing, and I feel she brought all those different elements to her character in Red One, and I really enjoyed that, and I liked, you know, seeing her again in something big and on the big screen. It was just really a joy to see her come, you know, basically be in a film again, because like I said, I feel like I haven't barely seen her in anything in the last, you know, 20 years. And I know she did that Elementary show with Johnny Lee Miller and stuff like that, but I still feel like she hadn't done a lot of movies since like the early 2000s. And it was just fun to actually see her play this character and just add to this great ensemble cast. And she just, you know, blew me out of the water. It was so freaking good. Now, if you haven't seen anything that Lucy Liu has been in, definitely a great movie to check her out in, and is one of probably my first films I've seen her in, was a great 2000 film that I had the pleasure of seeing in theaters back in 2000, and she just plays such a great character in this, you know, trio of beautiful women. And that, of course, is a film called Charlie's Angels. Yeah! Charlie's Angels, yeah. So she was in the first reboot movie of the Charlie's Angels. She was in the sequel to Full Throttle, and she just absolutely is awesome in that film. I love how she's, you know, Matt LeBlanc's girlfriend, which was absolutely hilarious seeing them two together because they were just so opposite but so fun together. And I just absolutely loved the character she brought to her character of the Charlie's Angels. I liked how she was like tech savvy, but at the same time she was like kicking butt by doing, you know, bow and arrows and stuff like that. And you know, that great scene where she pretended to be like that computer in charge person that's coming to check on them, and it's just absolutely freaking hilarious. And what she brings to that, how she even brings her little sass and like sexuality to her character was absolutely awesome too, and it just was so much fun. If you haven't seen Lucy Liu in anything, definitely check her out in the great Charlie's Angels film. She was absolutely fantastic in it. But overall, I thought she was super fantastic and awesome and phenomenal in Red One. Absolutely loved her in this film, and I think she just did a absolutely fantastic job. If you haven't seen her recently in anything, definitely go check her out in Red One. She was fantastic. Some great honorable mentions that were awesome in this film, of course, is Chris Evans as the kind of sidekick of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in this film, along with Mary Elizabeth Ellis, who plays the mother of his child in the film, who we all know is a waitress from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. The great voiceovers of the different characters. Kira Sipka as the main bad guy, who I honestly wasn't sure at first if she was going to be great, but once she changed her look in the film, she absolutely became that character, and I thought she did a fantastic job. So I just want to throw a huge shout out to those actors and actresses that were a part of that great film. But what is Red One about? Basically, the premise of Red One is Red One, who is a code name for Santa Claus, is basically kidnapped from the North Pole, and he's being held captured and used for this evil witch's plan. And it's up to, you know, Chris Evans, Lucy Liu, Dwayne the Johnson, and, you know, others to basically work together to find Santa Claus and save him from this evil witch. And basically kind of the craziness they go through to go save Santa Claus. It's a really well done film, great writing, great visuals, great comedy, great action, just overall a really fantastic, awesome Christmas film, holiday film that I can't wait to add to the collection. This is going to become a holiday staple every year to watch. It is so freaking fantastic. Krampus was an awesome character, people. Hands down, absolutely freaking hilarious. And the actor that played him was on point, super funny. And just his interactions as his character throughout the whole film were so well done. And between him and, J.K. Simmons, they were so fantastic together too as well. And I absolutely just loved Krampus. I thought it was a great character to add to this film and just made it even funner and more enjoyable. Hands down, fantastic actor and a fantastic job of Krampus. But a really fun holiday film. If you have not seen this yet, highly recommend go check it out in theaters now. Such worth the watch, so much fun, so enjoyable, really great flick. Can't wait to see it again and add this to the collection. Giant 10 Golden movie boxes up. Like I said, go check it out now in theaters. Worth the watch, people. Amazing new Insta Christmas classic. So that's it for this movie review, guys. So always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Also, thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here, or if you have been here before, don't forget to check out any older new videos you've not seen mine yet. As always, people, huge shout out to my followers, subscribers, new and old. Thank you so much for being part of my channel. And as always, if you want to show more support for the channel, help the channel out, please check out my awesome Patreon, where I give you all kinds of extra accoutrement you don't get here on my YouTube channel. Once you become a member, you get all kinds of cool stuff, all with bloopers, outtakes, suggestions, and all that kind of cool stuff. So please check that out too. As always, people, catch you next one.